Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Nobby on Cars, where we are looking at the 2018 Skoda Superb Sportline today. So this is the Sportline spec of the car, which comes in lovely red, and you get for that the 19-inch alloy wheels, an absolutely massive boot, which in this model comes with the electric tailgate. Let me just demonstrate that for you if you haven't seen that already. So there we go. Now look at the size of that boot. It is just ginormous. And then just to close the tailgate, very simply, push the button here, and that is the job. Let's get a lovely black lip spoiler here. Really looks well in the car. As I said, they are the 19-inch graphite diamond cut alloy wheels, which look really well, and they offset the car. A couple of other little black strip details that you see along here as well. Black wing mirrors, obviously. That's the Sportline badges there. Black grille at the front. In fact, do you know what? If I had an Octavia VRS, I think I might be a little bit upset because they don't make a Superb VRS. They don't yet, anyway. But to the untrained eye, you think that is one. So popping into the car, we do have keyless entry in this model, so it means you can very easily just jump in and out of the car. Just to give you a little idea, I'd say you start up the engine, you get a nice little display of the badges when you do that. So rear space is also absolutely huge. Leg room, you will not be left wanting. You get climate control for rear passengers as well. They can control their own temperature. Nice bit of storage down there as well. It does come with an ashtray, which obviously you can use as a charger should you need to. That's the half Alcantara, half leather, and as you can see there, nice little blue strip that you can change in the colour of the car. Little drinks holder there. But the leg room is just immense. Like, look at that. I mean, my seat is, I'm not the tallest man in the world, I'm not the shortest man in the world. My seat is quite far back. And the passenger room, I mean, that passenger seat is actually all the way back. And the space is absolutely fantastic. Skoda, of course, is full of simply clever stuff. Oh, this is for the diesel. Yes, of course. Yeah, diesel, AdBlue, very good. What's this though? It's a scraper for your ice on cold mornings. So looking at the interior of this car, you get the suede steering wheel, which again kind of would make me feel, is this a VRS model? Carbon fibre effect on the dashboard. That's your rear view camera, which is actually really good quality. If you go into your phone settings, some nice features in here. You can even go into WhatsApp. I really like this feature. This is quite clever.
Want to hear unread messages or create? Who do you want to send it to?
I'd like to send it to Jackie Wife.
What do you want to say?
Get up the yard.
Your WhatsApp message to Jackie Wife says get up the yard. Ready to send it?
No, you're okay, thanks. But the point is, it works very well, and when you're driving your car in traffic or on motorways or whatever, it will do that for you. How handy is that? Now, as you can see, since refueling, which isn't even the entire, length of the car's life, so 45.3 miles per gallon, and this is 190 brake horsepower, so that's pretty good. You have the SOS service, which will ring Skoda's help desk in the event of an accident. You can also manually operate that, but if airbags are deployed in the car according to the coordinates of the car's position, it will send help. Again, lots of storage space in here. A nice feature, okay, see this here? This is cold air. So should you have something in here that needs to stay cold, whether it's a baby's bottle or a can of Coke or your lunch, your hang sandwiches, whatever it is, that will keep it chilled for you. Here's another little cool feature. I haven't seen this in lots of cars actually. These little buttons here, might be able to hear that pop in the background. That will open and close the child locks in the car. Not something you get in a lot of cars. Mercedes, I think, do this, but I haven't seen anybody else doing it. So you got your electric seats, you've got your typical up and down, your base, your lumbar support. They have 3 memory settings. Most cars have 2. By the way, for those of you wondering, yes, of course, they have put the umbrella in the driver's door, so you'll always stay dry. So now that we have this car on the road and on the move, what can I tell you about the way it drives? Well, this is the 190 brake horsepower, 2-litre TDI engine, which really does have a lot of punch for a car that is aimed at families, it's aimed at sales reps, it's aimed at people that are doing big mileage on motorways. They're the ones that I would say are really the target audience for a Skoda Superb. Now, I haven't driven the 150 brake horsepower in this engine, but I am delighted to be driving the 190 brake horsepower, which puts it in the segment as the 5 Series, the Audi A6, those kind of premium executive saloons, which this car isn't. But in terms of power and size and looks and performance and especially price, it does kind of put it up to them. This car really does handle very well. I did a long few days of driving in this car actually. I've been down to Mondello via the Nace Road, and it really was a joy to use on that kind of decent stretch of motorway, and it just crunched up the miles. There was absolutely no issue. Blasted down there and back. Fuel economy is really, really good on it. I suppose the nearest comparison to this car is going to be the Volkswagen Passat. This car is definitely interior wise a little bit bigger. Obviously, you go for the estate in the Passat, the boot is going to be very much on a par, probably a little bit bigger actually in fact. But then you can also get the huge estate in this version as well. The only thing I'd probably change with this car in terms of driving ability and stuff is the manual transmission. You're changing up and down a good bit. Having said that, to overtake a car in 5th or even 6th gear is not a problem. If you floor it in 2nd, there's quite a lot of torque in this, and you will find the car starting to pull towards the left or the right, which can be a bit of fun. Something I noticed in this car, when the stop-start system comes into play, it comes in a little bit too early, and I was at a set of traffic lights yesterday, but I wasn't quite fully stopped, and the stop-start system had come on, and all power steering was gone. I don't just mean power steering. I am old enough to remember cars before power steering. I didn't drive them, but as a kid, I knew what the wheel felt like, and this wasn't even no power steering. This was no steering. It's a bit of an eager beaver when it comes to the stop-start system, which is saving the trees. Interior plastics in this car, again, not too bad. Yes, there is some hard, scratchy plastic here and there, but it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. The stuff that's important for where your arms go and the dashboard is all nice and squishy. As I'm finding with a lot of these Skodas as well, the interior cabin is really, really nicely insulated. Yeah, the diesel engine's a little bit rattly at low RPM, but from the inside of the car perspective and cars outside, it's quite good. So yeah, in summary, great family car, loads of space, plenty of poke in this 190 brake horsepower diesel engine, great fuel economy for it. Remember, about 45 miles per gallon is the average over the lifetime of this car. It's done 13,000 kilometers. They're still talking about a full fat, full on version of the Skoda Superb VRS. It will be a very interesting car. There is already a 2-litre petrol you can get with 280 brake horsepower, which is nice. I can't imagine I've sold too many of them, but I admire the balls of the men and women of Ireland who have signed up for a 280 brake horsepower petrol Skoda Superb. I salute you. See what I mean? It is fun. The torque in this car is savage. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Nobby on Cars. This has been the Skoda Superb Sportline. If you'd like watching these car review videos, if you wouldn't mind hitting subscribe on the YouTube channel, that would be much appreciated, and tell your friends and anybody who's interested in listening to you.